Hi everybody, it's Joel. These are my Hot Wheels finds for the week. I did cut down on collecting, but I was on the Mattel Creations site and I found some cars that I liked, and we're going to go through it today. I ordered four, but one is not going to be released until I think September, and I think that one is the 1985 Audi Quattro rally car. That one I did not get in, but I did get these three in that I liked. We'll take it from probably least interesting to me, might be more interesting to some other people, to most interesting as far as what comes with it. This I bought. I'm not a person into JDM, just because it's the hottest thing right now. I don't know a lot about JDM cars. I did own a Datsun 510 back when I was in high school. This one is a 71 Datsun 510. I'm sorry, I owned a Datsun 210. I apologize. Not a 510. I had a 210, so it was probably half the size of this car, and I think that car did 0 to 60 in 15 minutes when I had that car. In any event, I think this is a nice body style. I do like the body styles for these cars. I'm not going to lie about that. So let's take this out. So not as much plastic. I like the color that they used here. Of course, these are licensed. Mattel's been doing the Datsun 510s for a number of years right now. I do believe this hood opens, but right now I am not prepared to open up my premium collectible cars. So maybe at some time down the road in the future I'll do that. We'll see. But right now I just collect for the fun of it. I collect what I like, and I leave it at that. So you get a really nice view on this side. It says something on the license plate, but I can't quite read it. So I'm not sure what. I think it says something on the license plate. I couldn't read it. I'd have to get a magnifying glass, and it's not focusing to let me see it. All right, so we had tampoed headlights, and the color, it looks like it's kind of a purplish color maybe. I actually think it looks good. With the yellow and the orange, it kind of gives it that Gulf color feel to it, but I don't see any Gulf livery on here. I think if there were Gulf livery, it'd be more prominent, but that's just what it reminds me of. All right. So anyway, I do like these body styles of the Datsun 510. So I wouldn't say I go out and try to collect all of them, but I'll collect what I like. One thing I do like the body style. I believe this is only the second 71 AMC Javelin AMX. This looks like a spoilers, like the Johnny Lightning spoilers, how it's jacked up with the ladder bars. And we have the headers poking through the wheel wells right there, just about, or going through the wheel wells and down under the front rocker by the Defender. I like the silver steelies they put on these. I really think they look good. Licensed tires, they do say Goodyear tire. Got the big fat ones on the back with the tread. And again, let me take this out so we can get a better look. Mattel Creations Redline Club cars do come in those clamshells. And on the back they do say Hot Wheels, so these clamshells are really good. They're made for the cars. Red, white, and blue. And in case you don't know anything about AMC, if you're part of the younger generation, AMC did run race cars in several series back in the late 60s, early 70s. They ran in the Trans Am series, and I think, what's his name? Is it Troy Donahue? Was one of the drivers. And this is kind of like an homage to his car. They did several red, white, and blue cars. So, of course, anything he ran didn't have an engine poking through the hood. This is more of like of a street race car, drag car. Copyright is 2026, so it just came out. The last car I got, it was this body style and layout with the ladder bars and jacked up, and the engine through the hood was green. So I think that was the first iteration. I actually kind of like AMC just because they're quirky and they're unique, and you don't see a lot of them. I remember these cars. My father worked with somebody whose son also worked for the business, and he had one of these cars, but I believe his was a 73 or a 74, but very similar. Very similar. Oops. Anyway, you gotta love these cars. And here's the base. Very detailed. Really detailed on the base. I kind of like that. So, and if you want to pause and read that, gives you a little blurb right there. All right. So I got this because AMC Javelin, AMC cars in general are far and few between when they do put them out in die-cast form, regardless of the company. So they only had maybe like a handful of models, so there's not a whole lot they can really do with them. But in any event, I do appreciate it when they do put them out. The next item was the Elite 64 Mod Shop, and this is, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name because I've never heard of this before. Again, I thought it was kind of neat, so I picked it up, and I have I used to really dislike wagons. It's like they're for like married people, blah blah blah. And then I ended up getting myself a Subaru Outback, which it's a wagon. Okay. In any event, I bought a wagon, because I need a place to carry my dogs. Well, at the time, I had 2 dogs. Now I'm down to 1. Anyway, this is the Nissan, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced this, Stagea Autotech version 260 RS. And the one on the left, it looks like it's lime green, but that's what it looks like to me. But I don't know if that's just to show the differences more, because the car in the box is the yellow on the right side. All right, so let me show you this. This is really, really interesting. At least it is to me. I don't know if you've bought any of these Elite cars. Some of them come in blister packs, and they're actually less expensive than the other Redline cars. And when I say Redline cars, I'm talking about the ones that say Redline on the blister card. So it does come with this right here, and it just tells you what can be removed and how to do it, and nothing on the back. So, and all the legalese right here. So if you're a lawyer that likes to collect, you'll have something to read. I did not put on the roof racks. I did not change out the tires because I actually like the dark wheels against the yellow. So this is the way it comes. Got a semi-detailed base, a single exhaust, which they conveniently put silver plate on there, or the color silver, to make it stand out. Then you have all the other legal leaves and licensing and names and stuff that they put on the bottom, made in China. And the copyright on this vehicle right here is 2026 Mattel. And just for those people who are catching this that are not Hot Wheels collectors, or maybe you're into some other type of hobby, because I also do Lego and brick building and stuff like that. On Hot Wheels, specifically Hot Wheels, probably also now the Mattel's Matchbox, but specifically on Hot Wheels, when you see a date on the bottom, copyright 2026, copyright 1996, copyright 1976, that does not indicate the year this model came out. That indicates the year the casting was copyrighted. You could have a brand new model that came out this year, and it could have a copyright date of 2002, because they've been using the same casting since then. In most instances, and this is an exception, the copyright date is generally going to be 1 year before the actual release date. So it's kind of interesting in that we're in 2026. We're more than halfway through the year. We're now in August, and this car was released with the 2026 copyright date. But that's what that copyright date is there. It is not the year the vehicle is released. It just so happens it's a coincidence, okay, that I got this in 2026 and it's copyrighted 2026. All right. Doors do not open or anything like that. If you probably can see some detail in there if you kind of look, but it's smoky glass. But let's take this off. This comes off really easy. All right. And you got a really nice detailed engine in there. And I had a Nissan. I had a 96 Nissan Altima, the first generation when they started making them, and I love that car. I guarantee you I'd still be driving that car today if it didn't die on me. I ran it to the ground, not because it got a lot of use. I ran it to the ground because I was having financial trouble at the time. I couldn't keep up with the maintenance, and it just died. But when it died, it had about 150,000 miles on it, okay? And I bought it when it had 27 or 37,000 miles on it. So I had that car since 1997. And any case, that was the only Nissan I have, so I do like Nissans, Datsuns. Okay, so here is that front end, and I did put the alternate front end on it to see what it looked like, but the alternate front end doesn't kind of stay on if you turn it upside down. So that's the alternate front end. I'm not going to put the alternate wheels on. But maybe this will give you an idea. I like the black wheels. I would keep the black wheels on anyway, so. And one end will come off and it'll slide through. Okay. One thing too about the Real Rider tires on these cars, they're not generally made for track, but for wheels that can be removed easily, these really have some smooth rolling wheels in all four corners. And I'm kind of surprised about that. So I think if you were to run this on a track, it would go pretty good. You'd have to be careful. You can only have so much loop or curve on it because it has that front air dam. It won't go around. It sits pretty low. So, but in any event, this, the original one kind of snaps in, and the other one just doesn't snap, but it stays on nicely when you change it out. So I thought that this was interesting. So that's why I went from least interesting to most interesting to me. I like the color. Yellow cars, they're bright, they're happy, you know what I mean? So they kind of, they catch my attention. And this is something unique, and I didn't have it, so I like the body style. I'm getting into, wagons, and I think this was $32 on the Redline Club or Mattel Creations. In any event, you guys take a look if you're interested. I don't have any affiliate links with Mattel or anything like that, but in any event, that's what we have for this week. And of course, I can't pass up something that's red, white, and blue. It's patriotic, and it's an AMC. You don't see those very much anymore. So I'm just old enough to know when we had AMC. But let's take a look at something real quick. Just for comparison, so you all know. And I don't know if we'll be able to see it on here because of the glare. Let me see here. Okay, you see right there, I think that says, let me see, copyright 2010, Mattel. All right, this just came out. This has a copyright date of 2025, so it came out last year on the package. This is brand new. All right. The casting for this came out in 2010. And I believe that is 2010, not 2016. Again, my eyesight and my lighting is not that great, so I apologize. And generally, again, these copyright numbers on the basis of the vehicles generally are a year prior to the release. So 2010, this car probably came out in 2011 as a new model. It just so happens that this one is brand new, and it was released the same year as the copyright date, but you know, that's neither here nor there. So I just wanted to point that out. The copyright dates on the vehicles themselves indicate when that casting was copyrighted, not when that particular car was released for public consumption. If you want to know when a vehicle is released for public consumption, then you want to take a look at the actual copyright date on the package, not on the car. So copyright 2025, and again, in many instances, the copyright date on the package will be a year before the actual release date. Not always, again, not always, but that'll get you closer to when the actual vehicle was released. All right, so questions, comments, please leave them below. Again, let me know which one your favorite was. If you want to get these, go to the Mattel Creations site. Some of these vehicles, you might have to be a Redline Club member to join. Just being a Redline Club member for a year is $9.99. You can select a vehicle to go with it. That's an additional $25, I believe. So I think these were $22 or $25. I don't remember. And again, I'm waiting for one more to come in. So let me know what you all think. Let me know which one your favorite was. And I look forward to hearing what everybody has to say, and I hope everyone has a good week and continue to collect what you like. Thank you. You all have a good week.